honourable member for Calgary Southeast.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is for the Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, as of January 1st, 1995, the CRTC launched an innovative tax grab on Canadian cable subscribers. It ignored its previous decision to issue a rebate to consumers, which would have caused cable rates to decrease. Instead, half the money will go to line the pockets of cable giants such as Rogers. My question: why will the Prime Minister not protect the interests of Canadian consumers by getting rid of this hidden tax?
The Honourable Secretary of State.
Mr. Speaker, I would suggest that this country and this government over time has been very grateful to the CRTC. They have been able to protect the Canadian cultural content of the delivery system through the broadcast system, and I would say to the honourable member that the growth of Canadian arts, culture, performers has been a very vital part of the responsibilities administered through the CRTC, through their vigilance and their application of the rules of the will of this House.
The honourable member for Calgary Southeast.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And my question was very specific. It was specifically focused on the CRTC and the issue of the current innovative tax grab, as I say, and I do appreciate the eloquence of the honourable member. However, Mr. Speaker, the CRTC has flip-flopped on the consumer rebate. The CRTC has not only imposed an information highway tax, but it also required these companies to pay into a Canadian program production fund. This is nothing more than a tax to subsidize Canadian content, and consumers will no longer stand for this behaviour from the CRTC. My question, Mr. Speaker, how can the Prime Minister justify this tax without having consulted the Canadian consumer?
The Honourable Secretary of State.
Mr. Speaker, I think that it would be rather unfortunate if the honourable member across the floor would think through the outcome of her observations and her direction. It would mean that a worthy and considerate member of the ministry would have to resign as a result of interference in an arm's-length organisation.
The honourable member for London Middlesex.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of the Environment. Next week, the Minister leads the Canadian delegation to the first conference of the Parties on Climate Change in Berlin. Why is this conference so important that the Minister is personally attending, and what is the Canadian government's position on climate change?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the question from a member of the Standing Committee on the Environment, and I think the reason it is such a crucial issue is because